Sway in the morning, Shade 5-5. That's AZ, legendary from the firm, Queen's finest. You can listen to that on Channel 43 Backspin. I wanted to find the right ambiance to set the mood for our next guest because I watched her throughout her career and always been a big fan of hers. And I like the guest. I could tell by how people are on screen the type of music they may be into if given the chance. Mm-hmm. And she walked in here and she was listening to one of the most credible MCs hip-hop has ever delivered. And she jumped in and just started nodding her head.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was good.
You like that, right? It
sounded loved it. You're good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know.
You were spot on.
I was spot on.
Yep.
I've seen you on the screen. I said, Famke, she's going to like AZ and a lot of hardcore hip-hop.
That's right.
And that's what happened. Famke Janssen is here.
Yes.
Yes. I didn't know you was a hip-hop fan.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what other kind of music you like?
Oh, that's, I found this, it's weird. I found a radio station that's French, and it's so eclectic. It goes, the reason why I like it is because I get bored if I listen to one thing too. Because normally if it's just me by myself, I would be like, I'm just going to listen to one more Stevie Wonder song or something.
Oh, yes, yes.
And I get bored after a while, even though you can never get bored, obviously, with Stevie Wonder. But this one is so eclectic. I go like, wait, what is this cover? And all of a sudden, it's like a hip hop, a hip hop song we've heard a million times, but it's in French.
Yeah.
Or it's some, another version of it that you've never heard. It goes all over the place, from classic to hip hop to jazz to whatever. I mean, you name it.
I like
so
that.
I'm gonna go with that for a bit.
That's a good. Okay,
Yep.
see, and I think that's ironically because the music business puts everything in, categories and put them in columns. So that's how they sell music, old school wise. I think that's how people really take in music. You don't just take, because I'm a product of the hip-hop generation, but I grew up listening to Stevie Wonder, Earth, Wind, and Fire, the Doobie Brothers, Janis Joplin, U2. Come on, you listen.
Yeah, no. No. I love all that stuff. I really.
Famke was like, I'm
No, definitely, no. That's the thing, because I grew up in Amsterdam, but I went out a lot. When I was young, like 15, 16, we were out dancing every weekend till like 6 o'clock in the morning. So,
oh wow.
Well, yeah, I know.
That's interesting.
No,
look at her looking at me.
I went to Paradiso.
Yes, Paradiso,
and they would like. It was 4 o'clock in the morning, and people were acting like it was 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Just dancing around all night. Is that like the vibe of Amsterdam?
I don't know. It's all that rain. We just need to dance it off.
And a weed too. There's a lot of.
Yeah, but I wouldn't imagine that makes you dance a lot though.
Yeah.
That makes
It
you
was
kinda
drinking
lethargic.
and smoking, and it was fun.
Yeah.
But a lot of people from there don't really smoke the weed. They don't indulge. Right?
Oh.
You ain't never had a big fat blunt.
No. Of course. I mean, I'm Dutch.
Okay.
Like you're born and you're like, here, there you go.
As soon as you come out the womb, they just handing you spliffs and stuff.
But
go ahead.
not my thing. I'm so hyper by nature, and I kind of like the energy. I don't want to be lethargic or mellow this weird energy out. I just want to keep dancing it off.
I like that, man. Okay, cool. I was like, she more hip hop than I even imagined. She was like, yes, hey, pass me the ball. We're here to talk about congratulations on the Blacklist Redemption. And DB and I were watching it, and he's Famke, I'm going to tell you the truth, man. This dude I'm a fan. He's a little obsessive.
Stalker?
Yeah, he's stalker, but you're safe in the room.
Okay.
Yeah, you
We're
want to
far enough away.
Go
from
ahead,
one
DB.
another.
Well, I was telling him about some of your roles that I like. We could talk about X-Men all day long, Jean Grey Phoenix. You had Wolverine and Cyclops fighting over you, but I like you in the faculty because you played a hot teacher, but you also became like the hot teacher. You know what I mean? It was like a transition from nerdy to hot. And then you played not the Bond Girl, but a femme fatale in GoldenEye, where you were Xenia on the top, and you used to kill guys with your thighs,
That's
which
right.
I thought was an interesting way of committing murder.
Yes.
And you also had some scenes in How to Get Away with Murder. We were watching some scenes from the new Blacklist Redemption, and I think you could actually get away with murder with some of the roles that you starred in. So
I know it's a little weird how I get cast all the time. I don't know what is going on here.
but that was just a small thing I was telling Sway.
Yeah, I hope he didn't scare
about
you.
following you.
No, I'm not scared.
You never thought about murder or anything like in real life?
No.
Oh, okay.
You?
Yeah. We'll come back and talk more about it. But Famke Janssen is here, the Blacklist Redemption. We're going to open up the phone lines, 888-742-3345, and get to know about as much as we can about Famke. dedicating this to you right here. It's a little Stevie Wonder, Shade 4 or 5. You know me. One shot. Okay.
I trusted you to work with him, and you shot him.
Has a stomach, slightly scarred, but just as beautiful. We handle cases that are legally questionable yet morally justifiable. I don't know if I should be thrilled or terrified.
Maybe it should be a little of both.
A second chance. That's all I want.
Welcome to the family.
The Blacklist Redemption, a new series premiering February 23rd on NBC.
At 10 p.m. Make sure you watch it. Famke Janssen is here. The one and only Susan Scotty Hargrave, who takes on jobs that everyone that are considered politically incorrect. What the hell does that?
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Well, basically, it's that this Halcyon, this company that my character Scotty Hargrave runs, is a security company. But whenever the government, or CIA, FBI, anybody, whenever they can't touch this job because it's legally questionable, then they come to this company, and then they take on these jobs, and they go in and do whatever needs to be done. They do the dirty work.
They do the dirty work. I always like these type of series because I believe that the writers have insider information. You know, and right now, everything with WikiLeaks and everything is insider information.
Yes.
And these stories resemble actual scenarios that have taken place somewhere, sometime. Do you believe that at all?
I do, but I mean, it's definitely that whole notion of like life creating art and art creating life. Because even in one of our episodes, before any of this ever happened, Russians were buying the presidency or something along those lines in our storyline. So you go, oh, okay, that's interesting. And that was before anything came out in the press, obviously, about it.
Before the Russians actually bought the presidency. So
Right.
you guys are like the Simpsons.
Yes.
Your character has anger issues, correct?
She has a lot of issues.
Okay.
Not just anger issues.
What are some of her issues?
Oh, where to begin?
Okay. All right.
She has a lot of anxiety. She lost her son when he was 3 years old under very mysterious circumstances, and she has a very hard time accepting it and coping with it. And so she takes anti-anxiety medication, and she just shrinks and whatever. And she just, she's a little quirky, a little odd, but she's very good at her job.
And she's a boss.
She's a boss. She likes to call the shots.
Yeah, you play a boss extremely well,
Yeah, well, I like to call the shots.
Damn, I like that. I'm saying, see, you find out more and more, right?
All right, so my first question would be, for people who, if they didn't watch The Blacklist, would they be lost tuning into this one, or would they kind of need to go back and maybe...
No. It stands on its own.
Cool.
It's really meant to be a spin-off that you don't need to have the history of The Blacklist. Just tune in, and it's a new show, and there are exciting new people on it, and some of the, ones from who we've seen on The Blacklist, but it really doesn't matter.
Got it. Okay,
Yeah.
and last question. If you could really step into the shoes of anybody that you've portrayed in your career, who would you pick?
Good question. Good question. Maybe I should be the lethal assassin, Zenyatta.
Yeah.
Right? Killing men between my thighs. That could come in handy sometimes,
She was
probably.
ruthless.
I've had my life ruined because of that before, but not the same. I survived it.
Oh my gosh. Oh gosh.
So I'm trying to be nice today. I really enjoy Father. Go ahead. Ellen.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
sorry.
I'm just curious because it's like a hustle. You were talking about Hollywood a little
Yeah.
bit while the music was playing, and I'm just wondering, what do you do in between jobs or in between series? Like, do you just kind of like go away, or just kind of, I don't want to think about working right now and booking my next job? What do you do to like get away from it all?
Well, that's one of the reasons why I live in New York, because I feel like in New York you can just live your life. You can take the subway, you can go to a museum, you can do whatever you want to do. Whereas LA is so much, you're so consumed by that business that you would need a vacation from it. But I travel so much for work. This show, one of the reasons why I'm on the show is because it shoots in New York. But normally that doesn't happen for me. Like to sleep in my own bed after I work at night is a novelty. It doesn't happen. Now it does, but normally it doesn't. So in my free time, if it wasn't for this show, I would actually try to stay in New York when possible, because the majority of my time is traveling. to different places and countries and working and promoting and all that.
Do you go back to Amsterdam a lot?
Yeah, I mean, my family's still there.
Oh, okay.
Everybody's still there.
Okay.
So I could bump into you at like Club Tao in downtown New York or something like that.
You
right?
could bump into me anywhere. I'm pretty much on the street day and night. No.
Gotta get that work, Famke.
lady.
Gotta get that work in. I ain't mad at you.
Overtime.
Mama gotta eat.
Hustling. Yeah.
I'm always curious about the world of acting for so many different reasons. But one of them is I'm interested in knowing, is typecasting still an issue? I remember like earlier on when I was getting to entertainment industry, that would be a topic that was discussed a bit, but I've seen it kind of just like dissipate. Have you ever experienced that?
I experience it on a daily basis. No, it's very much a lie for everybody. It doesn't matter who you are. Everybody gets put in a box. It happens. You always have to try. You don't always have to try to fight against type, but I've tried it for a long time only to come back again to being typecast.
Damn.
Has it ever gotten
part of the game?
Yeah.
Has it ever gotten to the point where you were extremely offended by something?
Well, in the beginning, I think after GoldenEye, just because it was such a specific part, and I played a Russian, and I have a weird name myself already, so I think they kind of were like, well, what are we supposed to do with this person? She's so tall, she's so exotic, she has this weird name, she plays a Russian, she must be some crazy foreigner. We don't know what to do with her. So then it took a while to do all sorts of different jobs to try to fight against that, but ultimately, then there's Jean Grey, and not some crazy foreigner, but it's still some kind of like, bigger than life, whatever. Superhero person. So that's kind of where they seem to want to put me in, which is okay.
Yeah, Jean Grey was I thought was an empowering character, though.
Yeah.
All
the X-Men movies, actually, it's amazing how many great female characters they've always had.
Yeah, and you were excellent at Jean Grey. I was scared of you, too. I didn't want to make you upset.
I'm scared of me.
Damn. All right. Ryan's in Indiana. Ryan, this is a treat for you today. You get to speak directly with Famke Janssen. Go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Thank you.
I got no problem. I got one question for you. Piggybacking off of what DB asked you, you played some pretty intimidating roles throughout your career, like you mentioned, Bond, Faculty, House on Haunted Hill. Have you ever had any experiences where, let's say, a fan might be intimidated or shy to approach you or meet you based on certain roles that you play?
Probably, but it's actually kind of nice because since I live in New York, I'd rather not, if it's probably easier for me to deal with if they're intimidated than if they're too much in my space. I mean, I have really good experiences generally with fans because they're nice about it. And I guess New Yorkers are so used to seeing everybody on the street. They're like, her. I've seen her before. Whatever. she goes to my local deli. Whatever.
Famke. Famke Wonka.
Yeah.
Hey, great question, Ryan. I appreciate your great question. Air from Dallas. What up, Air?
Air.
Yes, thank you for taking my call. Ms. Janssen, one role that I was I enjoyed very much was your character on Nip Tuck, being a transgender character. How was that experience playing such a manipulative role?
Ava Moore, the character on the show, was just amazing. Ryan Murphy created that show and the character and did an incredible job. And it was so ahead of its time that now, of course, we have Transgender to show, and it's a talked about topic a lot. But at the time when I did that, it sort of went under the radar. People didn't talk about it as much. And I didn't know for the longest time who I played because I was asked to play a woman named Ava Moore, and it wasn't until about a couple of episodes towards the end of the season that Ryan came up to me and said, I have a great idea. Ava's a man. Like, oh. Wait, I would have played it differently. And I mean, that's TV for you. It's so different than film where you just know the entire story up front.
Maybe that's what worked for him, though, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. You
I
were
know.
transparent is
that's
one of
what
the
I call it. I call it transgender. It's transparent. Yes.
Jeffrey Tambor.
Yeah.
He's been on the show a few times prior to it winning all the awards.
Yeah. Yes.
We were really promoting his show a lot, and we like to think, Famke, that we had something to do with him winning all the awards.
You probably do.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to accept that from you.
Louis Anderson is in something as well. I feel like Louis
Anderson is
was just
playing a
here.
mom.
A mom as well. Yeah.
All right.
Baskets, I think.
We prepared something especially for you. The Stalker did, at least, and it's called
Clear Up the Facts.
All right, here we go.
Okay, let's clear them up.
People are always making up rumors and fake stories, and you really can't believe anything you read on the internet. So we're hoping you can help us clear up the facts right here on Sway in the Morning.
All right, Famke Janssen is here with us on the Blacklist Redemption, February 23rd on NBC, 10 p.m. I've seen the first episode, and trust me, it's one of those things that you're going to want to watch weekly, all right? Didn't get bored. I was excited the whole time. Love how you deliver your lines, by the way. Go ahead, DB. Here we go.
All right, so I did some digging on the internet. I just want to see if some of the stuff I found is true or not.
I'm already scared. Go.
It's fun stuff. Okay, you played a pool shark in the film Turn the River. Did you actually perform all the shots?
I did.
You did?
I did. I never played pool. I had to learn, but I had no time because I was filming. So, and then of course, the way it goes is like in the first week of filming, all the pool stuff has to happen. And they had this guy who was, a pool pro, and he was coaching me, and I had to do this 4-bank shot or whatever it's called. So, like against all these different things to go, then hit the ball in the pocket and then have the white ball dangling there. Is that about how? Oh, the cute ball, right? Because that's how much I know about it.
The white ball dangling.
Whatever.
But you made it.
But so I think the whole crew was like, okay, this is going to be a long night. This woman does not know what she's doing. And then he's sort of like, okay, so this is where if you hit it right there, and I did it, and in the first take it went in, and I did everything exactly the way it was supposed to go. It hit all the walls, and then the cue ball was right there. And the problem was that the people in the scene also couldn't believe it. So their reactions were so over the top that the director was like, we got to shoot this again.
And you had to do it again?
I had to do it again, and I made it again.
Yeah, look at that pool shark. All right.
Mm-hmm. Pool shark here.
There it is. Okay.
Okay. Your favorite horror movie is The Shining.
True, too.
Really?
I'm so shocked because I really don't like the internet mostly because so much of it is false. So it kind of goes against what I'm saying right now because two of the, so far have been spot on. I don't like horror movies, but that movie is incredible.
Did you know who was supposed to play the lead male before Jack Nicholson?
Before Jack Nicholson. Who was it?
Robin Williams.
That would have been a different movie.
Wow.
Wow.
I could see that.
I did not
worked,
know
too.
that fact.
Yeah. Okay. Give it one more. It depends on how you search for the facts.
Okay. Yes.
You know what I mean?
All right. I'll go with the third one. Starring in the film Taken inspired you to become a goodwill ambassador and advocate against human trafficking.
Sort of true.
Okay.
I mean, I started working with the UN, and it was, I think the timing it wasn't based on the movie, but I think timing-wise it sort of, so this is not a bad fact.
Okay.
And here's a fact that my daughter, who's 18 now, started traveling when she was probably about 15 or 16. She went over to Thailand, worked in an orphanage, and did some work during the summer. And my business partner, King Tech, his daughter started traveling as well. We would make our daughters sit and watch Taken.
I've heard that a lot.
Yeah. We would make them watch Taken before they would travel overseas so they could learn the do's and the don'ts.
Right.
They went by themselves at that age?
They went with, she went with, they went with a class. Okay. So it was a group of people who went, but still. Teachers.
Right.
Yeah, that was like, I wouldn't,
okay.
no.
I was nervous for you. I'm like, wow, you're a brave dad.
No, I'm not. I'm not a brave dad. I just, at some point you got to let them fly, you know. But thank you for scaring the hell out of me. I appreciate that, Famke. Thank you for coming by.
Thank you guys for having me.
Absolute pleasure having you. So when you're in New York and you see us on the streets, I'm going to come up to you.
We're going to dance.
It'll be weird for a second. We'll dance, and it'll be okay.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's never going to be weird.
Okay, great. Good to know. Blacklist Redemption Thursday, February 23rd, 10 p.m. Make sure you watch it on NBC. We got
It's Sway in the Morning, only on Shade 45.
Kilo.